Summer 1941. The world is at war. The skies burn with gunfire, and the ground trembles under the weight of advancing armies. In the midst of this chaos, a covert mission unfolds, one so secret that history almost erased it. A select group of Royal Air Force pilots is sent on a mission behind enemy lines, not to fight for Britain, but to save an ally they hardly trust, the Soviet Union. A British Hurricane locks onto a Messerschmitt Me-110 in the Arctic sky. The German plane, trailing smoke, desperately twists and rolls to evade its pursuer. The Hurricane's pilot grits his teeth and accelerates. A burst of .303 bullets rips through the enemy aircraft. The Messerschmitt Me-110 plummets, but the Hurricane follows it down until both planes collide in a fiery explosion. Through the wreckage, a lone figure stumbles forward, not a British pilot, but Soviet aviator Zakhar Sarakin. The freezing wind howls as he looks around endless white tundra, no allies in sight. Surviving the crash was just the beginning. Now, he must survive the Arctic alone. June 1941. Operation Barbarossa begins. Within weeks, over 1,400 Soviet planes are obliterated. Luftwaffe bombers scorch cities to the ground. Stalin's forces, unprepared, are reeling. In desperation, Stalin makes an unthinkable request. He turns to Britain for help. He asks for Spitfires, the very planes that saved Britain during the Blitz. But Churchill refuses. Britain is still fighting for its own survival. Instead, he offers something different, the Hawker Hurricane. Not as fast as the Spitfire, but durable, lethal, and battle-tested. Yet, sending planes is not enough. Stalin needs pilots trained. He needs fighters willing to battle in Soviet skies. And so, number 151 Wing Royal Air Force is born. A band of British pilots, flying into the unknown, to fight in a war that is not theirs. July 28, 1941. Royal Air Force pilot Eric Carter stands in his family home in Birmingham, reading a brief telegram.
Return to unit immediately. Stop. Adjutant 456 Squadron. Stop.
No explanations, no farewells, just duty. Days later, Carter and 37 Royal Air Force pilots board SS Clan Stewart, still unaware of their true destination. As the ship cuts through Arctic waters, icebergs loom like silent sentinels. The truth is revealed: they are heading to Soviet Russia, a land of ice, war, and uncertainty. After 10 days at sea, the British pilots step onto the frozen docks of Arkhangelsk. The cold bites through their uniforms. Soviet soldiers greet them with suspicion. There is no time for rest. "24 Hurricanes arrive in crates. In sub-zero temperatures, the Royal Air Force pilots and Soviet mechanics work side by side to assemble them. Fingers go numb. Metal cracks under the cold, but within 9 days the aircraft roar to life.
When jet drifts approach, short, walking it thin.
The Hurricane is no ordinary plane. It may lack the glamour of the Spitfire, but it is a beast built for war. 340 mile per hour top speed, 600-mile range, 420mm Hispano cannons, and bomb racks for ground attacks. Most importantly, it can take a beating and still fly. In the frozen hell of the Eastern Front, that resilience is the difference between life and death. The real test begins training Soviet pilots to fly British planes. But there is a problem. The Soviet pilots are reckless, aggressive, and stubborn. Many refuse to close cockpit hoods, believing it's unnecessary. Some don't raise landing gear, resulting in botched landings. After multiple crashes, Soviet General Alexander Alexandrovich Kuznetsov intervenes.
Any pilot who disobeys Royal Air Force instructions will be grounded.
The lesson is learned. The Soviets adapt fast. In less than 2 weeks, they are ready for war. War waits for no man. Days after arriving, 5 Hurricanes from number 151 Winged Royal Air Force intercept a German formation, 1 Heinkel bomber, and 5 Messerschmitt Beef 109s. The Luftwaffe pilots are battle-hardened, ruthless. Outnumbered, the British attack first. Hurricanes dive, guns blazing. 3 B-109s explode in fireballs. The Heinkel spirals down, trailing black smoke. The remaining Germans victory. But it is only the beginning. As weeks pass, the war in the sky turns into a relentless hunt. Luftwaffe squadrons bomb supply lines, ambush Royal Air Force patrols, and harass Soviet troops. The British pilots fight back with everything they have. For 5 brutal weeks, the Royal Air Force flies 365 combat missions, scoring 16 confirmed kills and damaging 7 more German aircraft. The Luftwaffe feels their presence, but so does the Arctic. Blizzards turn the airfields into death traps. Engines freeze. Metal becomes brittle. Any mistake can mean death. Yet the pilots push on, battling both the enemy and the elements. Among the fearless warriors of the sky, one name rises above the rest of Sarakin. Locked in a vicious dogfight, he makes a split-second decision. He rams his Hurricane into a Messerschmitt Me-110. Both planes go down. Sarakin crawls from the wreckage, stranded in the Arctic. No food. No shelter. 100 miles of frozen wasteland separates him from safety. For days, he fights through snowstorms. His body succumbs to frostbite. By the time he reaches his base, his feet are beyond saving. The doctors amputate. But Sarakin refuses to quit. With prosthetic feet, he climbs into another Hurricane and fights again. By war's end, he claims 9 Luftwaffe kills. A warrior reborn. The aftermath, a forgotten chapter. By November 1941, number 151 Wings mission ends. The Hurricanes remain, but the British pilots return home. Their sacrifices fade into obscurity. Over 3,000 Hurricanes are delivered to the Soviet Union, playing a crucial role in stopping Hitler's advance. Yet Stalin erases the Royal Air Force involvement from history. He cannot allow the world to know the Soviets needed British help. For decades, the story remained buried until 1994, when Queen Elizabeth II visits Russia. She demands recognition for the forgotten British pilots. Only then does the world rediscover the Royal Air Force Shadow Killers. History is full of hidden battles and forgotten heroes. Subscribe now and uncover the secrets with us.